Hi, I'm Trinity.
And I'm Courtney, and we're Left Right Collective. And today we're going to talk about divine timing, or just the timing in general in life. So I'm going to start out with kind of just like my own story and what it's, I guess, led me to get to today.
I love that.
And then I guess you can just like kind of chime in on your.
Thanks for your permission. I'm just joking.
Okay, so
anyway,
if you guys have watched our videos before,
we hope you have.
Yes, you know that I'm 26 or 27. Geez.
Then you're forever 26. That's your number that you pick.
Already forgetting my age.
Because it's just a number. I can't.
Okay, so I'll start from like high school. I moved to Vegas when I was 10. Fast forward, high school, graduated, went to beauty school. From there, worked in the salon for.
Hi, baby. Remember we're doing the video? But did you want to bring us a beverage? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. Thanks. We will share it, honey. It's okay.
Okay, so where was I at? Beauty school, worked in the salon for 5 years, ended up not doing hair.
I just want to interject for just a second, and I know you're on a roll, but I want you to really think about like what timing really meant to you in that space. Like you were just kind of like on the hamster wheel of what you should do.
So I've always been interested in doing like creative things. I love fashion, beauty, all that stuff. And school was hard for me. So that's why I went that route of going to beauty school. I thought it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
And then obviously I don't do it now. So I was in the salon for 5 years. That's how I met Trinity. She does hair. I was her assistant for 3 years. Was I your assistant?
That's 3 years in the salon of my life.
And during that time, I had a daughter. So many things were happening in my life. And of course, you learn lessons through everything. So that's kind of the purpose of this video. We're talking about change and the timing of things and maybe why things don't make sense then, but then looking back.
Exactly.
Especially
when you're frustrated in it, which I think it's really a powerful thing for us to talk about where we are in our chronological age versus the things that we've already experienced. But I feel that, you get frustrated with yourself at times because of like how it's not showing up.
Right. Yeah, I think that's like the one thing that's always been the hardest thing for me. I'm such like a go-getter. I'll handle it myself. I'm a hard worker. And so when things are not showing up quickly, I struggle with that. With change, I guess, I don't know if I would say it's hard for me to accept change, but of course it's hard to go through, but I'm good with just moving on to the next thing since I'm so used to that. But okay, so I'll say working in the salon, had my daughter. Her dad and I are not together anymore, thank God. He's a narcissist, and if anyone on here listening knows what that's like, it's really hard to deal with someone and co-parent with someone who wants to control you. Yeah. So where do I want to go from there? So fast forward, I was in another relationship about a year after leaving my daughter's dad. And that relationship taught me a lot about myself and really what I want in the future.
So going back to like the timing of one's life, isn't it funny that it's not funny, but just that what you were doing is what you were thought was you were doing the right things. Like you got out of school, you went to beauty school, you got pregnant, you have a child, and then you're like, you worked super hard because you are such a hard worker, and then you broke up with her dad, and then you got into this other relationship, and just like going into each experience thinking in a way of what you thought was how it should be versus how it should really be for you.
Right.
And then not like in that moment, like not trusting in yourself and trusting in what that is in the divine timing of your life, but also knowing that we all need the experiences, and that's what we learn and grow from. And you're such a G because you do it and you try it and you're like, well, that wasn't for me. I mean, you fucking worked with me in the salon for 3 years and after being an assistant, but prior to being with me, and then everything, it's like you were just, this is how the universe works as well. If you want to trust in the divine timing of your life, you have to make steps or take steps. You have to move in a direction and go through it and feel it. Like, that's the thing that I think is so amazing about you. You're not a complainer. I could never be fucking best friends with you. You just go through it and you're like experiencing it. And I think maybe that's, we can talk about Bobby in the video, is you are a suffer in silence type person. So am I. And, but I feel like, this conversation is very convoluted in a lot of ways. However, it's like, I just feel like, you don't need to put unnecessary anxiety and stress on yourself based on the fact that like, oh, now I'm 27. Where's my life headed? What am I doing? I tried hair. It didn't work out for me. You're obviously going back to school and you're learning about the things that only are going to bring strength to what we're doing in our, she's going to get her psychology degree, and it's like, I think what the binary thing we're trying to express is that just you're living your life and there's no timing in any way of that you have to put a ceiling on, and you're just moving through things and experiencing and learning and growing, and you don't have to have there's no you should be here at this time. That needs to be removed from anybody's internal clock.
Yeah, that took me a long time to be okay with, I think, up until I think last year.
Yeah, so it's like an impending doom,
right? Especially when last year
you're almost 30.
Exactly.
Which is still fucking 3 years away. Jesus.
I know.
Yeah, time.
A lot can
happen. A lot of time. What can happen in one night?
Right.
Pregnancy.
Oh my god. No. Okay, so I'll go back to last year, and the whole pandemic was going on, and I was only working part-time with you, and
if that, I mean, it was hardly like a day, a month.
Barely,
yeah.
And then Lisa, who I worked for, interior designer, she moved out of state, so I stopped working with her. I feel like I've had 8 jobs in 1 year. And then I was looking for a job for a long time, and then I was at the law office, and then got a better opportunity to work from home, and then now I'm trying to move out of state. So
it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I've always liked Vegas. I didn't feel like it was my forever home. But now it's okay, I guess I'm moving back home. That's Iowa. And I'm having a really hard time accepting that. And I guess I don't know, just being okay with going back to the Midwest. Who wants to live in winter 6 months out of the year? No one. But my family keeps saying, Courtney, just they're look at it, look at the positive in it. Yeah, silver lining. I'm listen, I understand that now more than ever, because it has been extremely hard.
And it's okay, because you've done everything to try your best. You were always doing your best. And it's okay that you put yourself out there, and then you did all these things, and you wanted to try to create something, and it didn't work out. And that's okay. And it's okay to go back. This house that I'm currently in, I worked so hard through my 20s. I did not want to be a part of my mom's, we'll call it her empire. And I wanted to do it all on my own. And I was doing drugs heavily in my early 20s when I first started doing hair, and I was making a grip. And my mom's like, well, you need to be responsible and buy houses when I was like 23. And I'm like, well, fuck that, because I know I'm just not going to be responsible enough. I needed to just be in a roommate situation. And then I met Kai's dad, and then I was like able to like clean my shit up. And then, but he also was like a very volatile relationship. It was never what I wanted it to feel like. So as much as I was killing it at work, I was not happy inside and happy in my personal life. And then we were on and off all the time. And then, but anyway, so then 26, I bought my first home, and then I got pregnant, and then I had a daughter. She's here, her name's Kai. And then 2007 happened, and then everything, like, just, we don't know, like, we work so hard to do certain things, and you don't know what's even going to happen within your own life, within like what's happening around us in the world. Like, you know, I mean, it's just like, we just need to let go of what timing should look like. Right. And just go through the experiences and not be stressed out because we think we should be doing something. Because I thought I was doing X, Y, and Z, and it all got fucking pulled out from underneath me. And, you know, and I'm back home. Right. With my mom, which is fine, you know.
I think
she doesn't live here, by the way.
Pretty much the point of this video is just, I mean, letting go
everything's okay.
Yeah, change is okay. Let go of your expectation of what things should look like. Trust the timing of what's happening.
Your skin looks really beautiful.
Thanks. I just had a facial yesterday.
Oh, so pretty.
I don't know. I don't know. What else do you want to say?
Well, I just feel like now you're embarking on a new adventure. Like, even though you think you're like going home, but you're gonna still go into a next chapter. Mm-hmm. You know, like everything that you did everything that you could possibly do in Las Vegas.
Right. And that's kind of what ultimately, like, I had a heart to heart with my stepdad, and I was like, at this point, I had just broke up with my second boyfriend, or that sounded
people
terrible.
Usually have like 10 boyfriends at your point in life.
Second relationship. I said second boyfriend. I got multiple. My second relationship.
I like this video so much. I really do.
And I was just really struggling mentally. I was stressed out. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills, and with rent going up and here in Vegas and everything else, gas, food, everything. And I got to provide for my kid. And I was just really, I think, hard on myself. Like, oh, I don't want to cry.
Oh.
She deserves better than this.
Oh my God, baby, you're giving her all the things. Don't be hard on yourself. You are an amazing mother. Are you kidding me? You fucking do everything. You're just being hard on yourself.
I know. And so at that point, we had I know.
You laugh.
We had a good conversation. He's like, Courtney, you know, you got to get out of Vegas. So he moved back. I came here with my stepdad and my mom when I was 10. And then he moved back to Iowa. I don't know, it's been 5 or 6 years now. So all my family has moved back to Iowa. I'm the only one here in Vegas now. So anyway, he's like, you got to look at the bigger picture. Move back home, get on your feet, make a plan, and then, you know, you'll figure it out. So anyway, I think that it's hard for some people when they're really going through it. Like, you get stuck on, why is this happening to me? You know, and you just keep looking for the light at the end, and it's not there, and just like blocks just keep showing up, and you just got to keep going.
But I think it's so powerful that you have a parent in your life that you didn't look for as like a scapegoat. Mm-hmm. You wanted to make it and do it on your own. And that is what every parent, we know as parents, it's like you are seeing your kids struggle And you're like, well, that's why I'm a parent. And so it's like, and especially a parent that wants to help your kid, because you're doing everything. You're not like looking for a fucking handout. You are working your fucking ass off, like working multiple jobs. I mean, that's why I think it's such a gift, and it's a blessing that you have this family member that is willing to, not willing, you know, that it's like extending this to you, because, you know, not a lot of people have that, you know. And it's like, and I know that you did your, and it's not like you're doing anything other than just like taking advantage of gifts, you know. It's like accepting gifts, not taking advantage, wrong term. Accepting gifts in our lives, because I know, you know, Courtney and I are both Capricorns, and so we don't want to do it any other way and except for the way that we want to do it, and we want to make it for ourselves. It's really hard for us personally to ask for help, you know, and especially even if it's like being offered, you know, and that's okay. It's okay to accept help and not to suffer in silence, and it's okay for everything not to be working out the way that you thought it was meant to work out. It's okay, because that's the universe saying to you. There's this joke that I've been saying recently, and I remember it from growing up in Christian church, and it's a flood, and this guy is on the roof of his house, and he's like, you know, praying to God to save him. And there's 3 situations, I can only remember fucking 2 anyway. But so, like, you know, people come by on a life raft or a boat or whatever. They're like, yo man, hop in. And he's like, no, my God will save me. And then, like, I think like the final thing is like there's a helicopter and the guy's like, no, my God will save me. And so then the dumbass fucking drowns. And then when he gets to heaven, you know, he's like, well, I was praying for you to save me. He's like, and God was like, what the fuck was wrong with you? What the fuck? There was a lifeboat. There was a helicopter. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we don't see what the gifts are. You know?
And that could have been, I mean, whatever you believe in, that was him saying, here's an opportunity, here's another opportunity, here's another opportunity, and you're not taking it. So.
So sometimes we don't see it as an opportunity in our minds because we're either just being a dickhead, or, you know, a lot of egos involved in the timing of our lives. And when we let go, just fucking like surrender, and then you're able to, like your dad said, to like look at the big picture and see what the gifts are that are coming in for you, instead of like pushing a wheelbarrow of bricks up a sand dune. It's my favorite analogy that I created. So now I'm excited for the next timing of your life. Cheers.
Me too. Me too. Ready for it. It's long overdue.
So I think if you just want to bring us back home, like, because I know we got really like all over the place just with like personal stories and stuff, and like what we really meant to say about what we entrusting in the timing of our lives. So like,
I think number one thing is let it happen. You know, if you didn't get the acceptance on your house offer, is that the right word?
Yes. Anyway, keep going.
It's okay, because something else is meant to happen. You know?
The relationship that you thought was meant to be perfect.
Right. So just like letting things happen, letting it be okay. Change is okay. And having it all taken away is okay.
Yep. Everything's okay.
Starting over at 40 is okay. Starting over at
my Instagram. I worked for years to build my Instagram, which I looked at, and it served its purpose. And I was in a very miserable marriage, and so to ignore my husband after my kids went to sleep, I put all of my energy into building my Instagram. At the time, it was just all based on hair, and I recently got hacked, and this person's trying to extort money from me, and I'm like, motherfucker, you're extorting from the wrong person, because guess what? Don't care. You know what? Because I'm starting over from scratch, and what I recognize too is that I put so much energy into that Instagram, I wasn't really putting the energy into our Instagram, and easily within like a week I'm like starting to, there's energy and all of that, and I recognize that the universe, sometimes we're so stuck on something that the universe has to fucking take it away from us in a way for us to go, duh, you know. And in tarot it's called the Tower card, and it's never bad. Sometimes we just get stuck on a loop of what we're conditioned to do, and even in person that I am and all the things that I've worked on, and that I even knew intuitively that it was not really there for me, but I just got stuck in it because I was holding on to something that was no longer serving me. So by the way, like I used to be on Tinder and all that, and our mutual friend got me banned from the app, which is a funny story. Maybe we'll talk about it in future chat. But anyway, so then I was like, because I was looking for love in all the wrong places, and then I just trusted in the universe, and I said, you know what? I know what I want and who I want. They want me, and I met Cam 1 month later. You just gotta let go. Yep. Watch what we're gonna do with our IG now.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Anyway,
thank you for being here.
Thanks for watching.
And Courtney, thank you for being so vulnerable. And please ask any questions, comment down below, and any topics that you would like to hear us chat about, because we can only come up with so many, but somehow they keep coming. But thank you for being here.